Yes, are you hearing me? Yes.
Now we are, sir.
Yeah, there is a little disturbance would be there, and because power is net has gone. I don't know why it is gone over there. But anyway, that I started the another modem, so I started it. Shall I continue it? Yes.
Okay, sir. Proceed, sir.
Okay, come to the point next. Yeah, I am continuing it because I want to share it because there is a net. I don't know what because I use a different net because I should be ready with the some other things so that I could run my show without having any disturbance. Yeah. So right of the mortgage spend money, then we comes over there and section 72 for the preservation of the mortgage property for the restriction and forfeiture of the sale for supporting the mortgage's title to the property for making his own title thereto good against the mortgager or for the defending his own title against the mortgager and when the mortgage property is a renewable leasehold for the renewal of these lease and insuring the property when it is of the insurable nature. So these conditions should be fulfilled over there before he wants to get back the money from the mortgager. So that is the thing which is given in the section 72, where he can spend the money and he can get back from the mortgage. Then the eighth is right to proceed of the revenue sale or the compensation or acquisition. According to this section, where the mortgage property or any interest is sold, owing to the failure to the pay, number one, areas of the revenue, number two, other changes of the public nature, and number three, rent due in respect of such a property. So such a failure did not raise make any default of the mortgagee. The mortgagee shall be entitled to claim the payment of the mortgage money out of any surplus or odd sale proceeds remaining after the payment of the arrears. All charges, deduction directed by the law. So whatever the amount that he spent it over there, then he can get it back from the mortgagor. So that is about the mortgagee's rights. Regarding the liabilities are concerned, mortgage bound to bring one suit on several mortgages. He can bring only one suit if the mortgages are many. That is section 67A, the capital A, which is inserted later part, provided that the mortgage holds two or more mortgages of the same property, of a different property from the same mortgager, he must enforce all or more in the absence of the contract to the contrary. So here they say absence of the contract to the contrary means if the separate agreement is not there. That means a mortgage who holds the two or more mortgages executed by the same mortgager అందులో అయినా కానీ యార్ ఇన్స్పెక్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఈచ్ mortgagee has to right to obtain the same kind of the decree under section 67, then he sues to obtain the decree or any one of the mortgages, but he shall be bound to sue on all the mortgages in respect of which mortgage may have become due. Suppose he can bring one action if the mortgages are many, if the substance are many. At that instance also he can bring only one suit against the mortgager, even the mortgage property are different. However, this liability is subject to the contract to the contrary that may be made between the mortgager and mortgagee. Of course, unless until they agree for that one, then only they can do so. Then the next is liability of the mortgagee in possession. 76. The mortgagee is the person who gives a loan to the mortgager on the security of some property. The section says that when during the continuance of the mortgagee takes a possession of the mortgage property, he is bound with the following duties. Same duties, there are 8 duties are given over there. Let us see one after another. Duty to manage the property as a person of ordinary prudence. Yes, it is the duty of the license and the mortgage. You see that the ordinary care should be taken like a prudent man. Then the duty to collect the rent and profits of the property is the best endeavor. Yes, he can have the right to collect the duty of the rent. A duty to pay the government dues unless there is a contract to the contrary. If any government dues are there, then he has to pay it. Of course, the government dues comes to the municipality, tax is there. Yes, unless he can pay it, but he can be reimbursed from the mortgage. Yeah. Duty to make the necessary repairs of the mortgage property unless there is a contract for the contrary. So if the major would be there, that permission should be taken, minor would be there, he can do it and he can claim it. A duty to commit any act which may be destroy or the injure the property permanently. So he has to take this property that to see that the property should not be spoiled. That's why he should take the duty of care to see that the property should be maintained properly like a prudent man. The duty to apply the insurance money in the reinstating the property or in reduction of the mortgage money if he receives such a money in respect of the mortgage property. Suppose if the insurance is over there, at the time that he can make the reinsurance and pay the amount, but he can realize the same thing from the mortgager. Duty to keep the proper accounts of the all sums received and spent by him, the mortgagee. Whatever the amount that he spends it, whatever the thing that he did it, please maintain the record that the account should be maintained in proper manner. Duty to apply the rents and profits in discharge the interest of the making certain deduction. So whenever that he is spending some amount, at that instance he has to maintain the account so that will be deducted when he is getting the property back. Of course, the deduction comes over there at that instance only, at the time when the mortgager pays. Of course, whatever the amount is paid by the mortgagee, and he should realize from the mortgager, that's it, the maintenance of the account is must. Then he can add this whatever his amount is spent by the mortgagee, and when he was getting back his loan, he can add it. Then he can take the total amount from there. From whom? From the mortgager. Duty to the account for the gross receipts. So whatever the gross receipt should be there, that is the maintenance should be very much important because the vouchers are very, very important. So these are the obligations lies on the mortgagee. So in the section wise also we have seen it. In addition to the we have seen in the slide way. So these are the things which I want to share in the today class. With this, I think that I have successfully completed the chapter of the rights and duties of the mortgagee. So the next, and what do we have the next? So next we will see what is the things will be there. Let us check it syllabus so that we could know. Yes, this is the syllabus where we can say mortgage and mortgagee, kinds of mortgage we studied, rights and liabilities of the mortgager we studied yesterday, and today rights and liabilities of the mortgagee we studied. Then we will study tomorrow marshalling and contribution. The time permit would be their charges. So we'll see the marshalling and contribution and charges also. There is a time limit is there. Then we can see in that thing also. So with this, that I would like to close it because the time is 3:45 exactly. If anything would be asked, then you can ask now. So now the question comes over here is, let me say that thank you very much for your patient listening, and let me be back in tomorrow 2:45, and the tomorrow class I will deal the marshalling and contribution as per our syllabus. If the time permits over there, then we can start the charges. So before coming tomorrow, please read and come so that the class would be the participating class rather than the one-way class. So if the two-way would be there, there's a good way of learning. If one way would be there, then I don't know whether you are following or not, because I want to see the reflections from your side. That is the reason that I will stop in the middle there to ask you to participate or ask you to read what I cited on the screen. Yes, anyone can read what I put on the screen now so that I could know that you are with me and I am with you.
Thank you.
Yes, that is the thank you very much for your patient listening, because a person will say even hours together, but the more patience should be there to the person who is listening, because he should also be given the equal chance to speak. That is the reason that I will give the equal chance to you to speak in the middle. Otherwise, it will not be a good understanding, a good debate, a good deliberation, and a good lecture unless until a response from the student side. So that is what I want to expect from you, and that is my style of working, my style of teaching, where the class participation is must, even though it's a virtual class. But I will see that the students should take part by speaking and giving the answer when my class is in progress. With this, I would like to stop here. Then we'll see you back in